Hello there, beautiful people. My name is Mary Ann Wange. Thank you for clicking in. Today, just like the title says, we're going to be talking about the new lockdown, or rather, the second lockdown in Germany to coronavirus. The thing is, Germany has been facing an increased number of infections per day. As I speak right now, on Thursday, there was reported 16,774 cases in 24 hours. On 3 days before, up to 11,000 cases in 24 hours. And note, this is not an addition of cases of yesterday and today. It's literally, if it's a Tuesday, all the cases that are reported in Tuesday. That shows you there is actually need for the government to shut down this country, to cut down contacts, social contacts, so as to reduce the number of infections. If you're interested in knowing what people think about this, what people think about this lockdown, and what I also think about this lockdown, and what exactly is actually not allowed during this lockdown, keep watching and enjoy. So the reason why coronavirus affects me personally is because I have heard it. I contacted it around April of this year. I have shared my story. If you're interested, I'll link my video down here. And the thing is, I feel like I sort of have the responsibility to actually let people know that they should take this thing seriously. Number one of the things that have been decided in Germany is that from Monday, from the 2nd of November, the first thing that has been decided is wearing of masks. Before, it was that if you're in a
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Before, it was that you only wear a mask if you're coming into contact with people. If you're going into the supermarket or any other store, you have to wear your mask. Now it's from Monday that people have to wear the masks even on the streets. To be honest, this one, I feel personally not really comfortable with it, but as you're going to find out in this video, I am for a few things and also against a few things. But with this one, for the mask, to be honest, I don't really think it's going to be easy or comfortable rather. But yeah, that's one of the things that have changed. You have to wear your mask on the streets from the 2nd of November in Germany, and that is so exhausting. But I think because I work in a hospital and I see this image all the time, that if you're wearing a mask and I'm not wearing a mask and we are in a conversation, there's high risk. If I wear a mask, there's minimal risk, but there's still risk. And then if we both wear masks, there's very minimal risk for any of us contacting what each other have. And I think it's true. Well, I don't think the mask prevent coronavirus, but it does actually protect you to some extent. So that's one of the things that actually remain about masks. Secondly, visitors in the house. This is so weird, or it's going to be so difficult for many families, especially those who have children. You're only allowed to have a maximum of 10 visitors from 2 households. That means basically not more than 2 families in one house or in one meeting. So that's really difficult. I mean, Germany is not a very social country, but those who are friends and those who actually really like to go and visit each other, it's really going to be difficult, and most especially for people who have children, because children do have play dates and they have to go to their friend's place and play and all. And also people who had events planned this November, December, they're really going to struggle, because you can only invite people from 2 households. It's actually rare that people from 2 households can actually sum up to 10 in Germany. It's a bit rare. I think a normal family in Germany has 2 children or 1 or actually none. So 10 people from 1 household, that's really strict. I swear that's really strict. Yeah. The other thing that has changed is all restaurants, all cafes, all bars, everywhere where people meet socially is locked down. There is no going to the restaurant, there's no going to the cinema, there's no going to an amusement park, there's no going nowhere, because it's all closed down. All this is with the goal to reduce social contact, to reduce that people are actually in contact with each other. And this is going to be very difficult, to be honest. And of course, it's not supposed to be easy, and that's why it's been called a lockdown. And it's not supposed to be easy, that's why it's been called a lockdown. but I can really imagine how most people are going to be affected by this, are going to be affected by this. I had a conversation with a few Germans last week. Yeah, actually this week, concerning these rules, because it started first of all as rumors. Everybody was not believing that this is true, because I mean these rules seem a little bit strict, and they told me for them, I'm going to name them. Let's name them. What do you name them? Oh, let's name them Alpha. Let's name them Alpha. And I have two examples of people who have different opinions about this. One told me that there's a saying in Germany that says, if you're scared of the wolves, then don't go to the forest. And the meaning of this in relation to Corona is, she said, if you feel like you're susceptible to getting contacting COVID-19, if you're susceptible to contacting COVID-19 and it actually harming you, then you shouldn't actually go out where it's actually there, because COVID-19 is there. The thing is, COVID-19 is there. And she was telling me, like, if you're an old person, or if you're a person with underlying issues like asthma or anything close to that, or heart issues, or you're just sick, you should just stay home and just let every other person enjoy life. That was one person's opinion. To be honest, I can't judge. I mean, it's just their opinion. And then someone else told me that I'm just a young person. I don't get why I have to stay back in the house simply because old people are going to die. And I'm out here putting these things out so that you all get to see how many people have very, very different opinions about all what's going on in the world right now, because it's not only in Germany. And if you look at it, both of them are making sense. Like this person who's young and saying, okay, if I go out, I will get it won't kill me, and life moves on. And they actually use me as an example, because I had coronavirus and I survived it. I don't count it as an achievement, because so many people lost their lives to COVID-19, and I only put my story out there just for people to start taking these things seriously. But she used me as an example and said, has your life been affected by you ever having COVID-19? And to be honest, apart from the time when I was in quarantine and actually sick, it's not really been a big deal ever since. And she said for her, the lockdown makes zero sense. She just wants her freedom back. She just wants to be able to enjoy her life and not be stopped by rules like this that are actually completely biased for people who are sick. So my opinion to this, I think the more people get infected, the more hospitals are going to be needed, the more ICU beds are going to be needed, the more all this demand for healthcare is going to be there. I don't think it's my opinion. I don't want to say it's right or it's wrong. I don't think it's oh my god, how do I put this? For me, I think it's okay. I really think it's okay that the country shuts down, and not only in consideration to those old people, because as you all know, the population in Germany there's more old people than young people. Not only in consideration to that, but also in consideration to the fact that there's also a lot of young people who are sick, and them being sick makes there be need for ICU beds and maximum healthcare just in case they get sick. And I think it's important that the country reduces all these contacts so we can be able to protect everyone, reducing the risk of most people getting infected. Because the thing is, if so many people get infected, they all have to most of them will have to go to hospital, because we cannot deny that we in the society, in the community, have people who are sick and they will need healthcare. So if the number reduces, there is also a reduction in the people who will have to go to hospital, because the problem will come in. What happened in Italy, what happened in France is the moment the healthcare system is overwhelmed, that's when COVID-19 actually becomes a problem. So I understand the person who says, no, scheiße girl, I want to enjoy my life. I also understand someone who says, if you're sick or you have underlying issues, then don't go out and just let people's life move on. I also get that person, because I mean, Germans are very open. To be honest, they're very, very open, and it doesn't really matter whom or what they're talking about. They will really just say their mind. Like I told you, I think I've made also a video of culture shock. One of the things that shocked me the most when I moved here, and I think it's really a beautiful thing to see this type of things, that people can be able to say their minds completely, even if it feels like they're being selfish or anything. And I'm really fascinated by that. So the other thing that has been locked down in this country is gyms. To be honest, I feel personally affected because I just signed a contract to work out, to go to the gym, and I think I was there only just for a month, and then now it's been shut down. The thing is, I think if you're sick, first of all, you're not going to be going to the gym. And I'm not saying corona only affects the people who are sick. I'm just using it as an example. And I hope I really sound sensitive, because I am naturally a very sensitive person, and I wouldn't want to be saying things out here that would be hurting people out there. I just hope you really take it for what I'm saying, not anything else. So the gym has been closed. This affects me personally. I really feel bad that the gym has been closed, because if you're sick, first of all, don't go to the gym. And secondly, the gym has been able to hold this social distance that people are supposed to hold. It has hygienic measures that it's taking, and all these things that can be able to be used against COVID. The last time I was at the gym, we had to wear masks. I mean, not when you're training, but if you're walking around the gym, you have to wear your mask. Once you finish training, you have to disinfect the whole machine that you are using to train, and then you wear your mask and go to the next one. And when you go to the next one, you do the same thing. The person who was there before you disinfected it, so if you want, you can disinfect it again. If not, then you just train and then disinfect it and move. And I found that there's really not a huge risk at the gym. I feel like there's really no point of shutting down the gym. It's important to shut down a restaurant. Why? Because people will meet there, people will be in conversations more than 15 minutes. They say if you have a conversation with someone 15 minutes face to face, you actually you have a very high risk of getting infected. But at the gym, who even has the time to be talking to someone else? I don't really think it was important really to shut down the gym. On that note, the borders are still open, and on that note, to my lovely au pairs and anybody who wants to become an au pair, if this sounds foreign to you, I did au pair in Germany, and I share my experience about being an au pair. And if you've not watched that, it's also part of my videos. Au pair salary has been increased from 260 to 280 euros, and nurses and all are getting some increment in their salaries. Also, students of nursing, we are also getting some small extra money. Money is always good. Yeah, and that's beautiful. The other thing is, most borders remained open in Germany. They didn't shut down borders, and I think that's okay, because the last time they shut down borders, it brought such a huge drama. So I think it's okay that they left borders open. The thing is, before you fly into Germany, you have to have a negativen Abstrich. Like, you have to show that in the past 48 hours you were tested negative, which I think is okay. I'm not sure if you have to go on quarantine immediately you land here. I'm not sure. I think it cancels out, because if you tested and then you came, and then I'm not really sure if you have to go on quarantine. What I'm sure about is, if you're going to be going through the German airport, whichever airport in Germany, you have to have an attest from a doctor, or literally a test that you tested negative for COVID-19. About health and about support and financial support. So businesses that are being affected, for example, restaurants. I feel so bad for restaurants that have had to close down almost a whole year now. I feel so bad for them, and the government says they'll be supporting them up to 75% of the loss that they're suffering during this lockdown. I think that's nice. To me, I really think that's a beautiful thing to do, because these people are nonetheless still paying rent and with no income, so it's difficult. Even airports, even Lufthansa and all that, airlines, it's really a difficult time for even big people. Let me say it that way. It's really a difficult time even for big people. with all this COVID situation. So like I said, the reason why this really affects me personally is because I have had COVID myself, and it really just makes me sad when people are not taking it seriously. So if you watch this and you really are one of those people thinking, COVID, I'll just get it and survive, it's important for you to know that it doesn't only affect you, it goes down to the economy, goes down to the health system, goes down to stressing the president. I mean, it's not your business. It's not, but it's not just an individual, it's not just an individual problem, it's a problem for the society, it's a problem for everyone. And it's important that we also at a personal level do things that can support you, do things that can actually make the situation look and be better. So thank you so much for paying attention to me throughout this while, even if I blabbed. So if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment down below what your personal opinion is on what COVID-19, on the second lockdown in Germany. And until then, be safe, be healthy, be good. I think that's a line. Until then, be safe, be good, be healthy, and stay alive. Bye.